guys, it's Ellen, and today I'm going to be bringing you my very ambitious TBR for the month of June. I'm really hoping I can get to all these books, but I realistically don't know if I will, so let's jump right into it. As a lot of you know, there is a readathon going on currently, and I believe it's called the TBR Takedown Readathon, and it goes for a week. It started on June 1st, and I was considering participating in this readathon, but I just don't think it's going to work out logistically, but I really do like the theme of it, so I'm thinking that I am going to use the theme and read books that kind of go along with those challenges throughout the month of June. I'll leave down below the challenges for this readathon and what I'm planning on doing throughout the month. The first challenge is to read a book that is out of your comfort zone. For this, I actually picked up some books from the library that I'm pretty excited about, but also I am not used to sort of diving into this genre. It is graphic novels, but they're sort of historical. They have to do with the Boxer Rebellion, and that is Boxers and Saints, the box set, I guess. So these are graphic novels that have to do with the Boxer Rebellion. I don't know much else about them, and I'm just going to go into it that way, but I have heard really great things about this. I'm a little bit nervous to step into this part of history that I really don't know anything about, but I think it'll be good, so I'm looking forward to that. The next challenge is to read a book that has been on your TBR for over a year. This is pretty easy for me. I have lots of books on my TBR, you can probably tell, that I haven't read, and I have been sitting there for a long time, which I'm actually okay with. I really do like having a big TBR, and that's not a super popular opinion, but I love having a huge shelf of books that I haven't read yet that are potentially going to be read in the future. I just love having that. So I did pick out a book that I was really excited about. I believe I got it in the beginning of last summer, so it's been a year, and it's called The Rhythm of Memory by Alyson Richman. And I haven't really heard anybody talking about this book, but I picked it up in the bargain book section of Barnes & Noble, and it just looks interesting. It's a historical fiction novel. I am planning on doing a video about historical fiction novels that I really love, and so if I really enjoy this one, then I will add it to that video. If not, then oh well. But I mean, this cover just is the kind of cover that I am drawn to. That's just like, it's very cliche and like pretty, and you don't really know what the book's about, but it just looks good, and I was a sucker for the cover and the fact that it's historical fiction. So I think that hopefully I'll enjoy this one. I think it'll be a good summer read. The next challenge is to read a first book in a series, and for this I decided I'm going to start the Across the Universe series, of course starting with the first book, Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I don't know much about this one either. I did just see Hales Hearts NYC do a little bit of a review on this in her May wrap-up, and she wasn't a huge fan of it, but I actually really enjoy sci-fi, so that might be a part that, you know, makes this a little bit better for me, because I really do love the sci-fi aspect of books with like romance and all that other stuff in it. I actually own the rest of the series, so if I enjoy this one a lot, I can just marathon right through them, although I don't do that often. Usually it takes me about a month, like one book per month in a series to like get through it. I don't know why that is, but we'll see. The next challenge is to read a book from your most recent TBR, and I'm still trying to decide between two right now. One of them is downstairs, and it's Magonia, and I showed that in my last video. It's a new release. It's a magical realism, and it's blurred by Neil Gaiman, all things that sound really fantastic, and I mean the cover is gorgeous, and I really am looking forward to reading that one. So it's either going to be that or this book here, which is Everything Leads to You by LaCour. I might end up reading both of them, I don't know, but this one also has LGBTQ aspects in it, which I love, so, and it's very different than Magonia. I think that if I end up having too much contemporary, then maybe I won't do this one. But we'll see what I feel like doing, but I really am looking forward to reading this one. The next challenge is to read a sequel in a series that you haven't read yet. So I read the first book of the Lunar Chronicles last month, Cinder, and so this month I'm hoping to get to Scarlet, also by Marissa Meyer. I love this, and I was talking about in my wrap-up about how I really love the character of Cinder and Aiko, and I'm hoping that they show up in this book a good amount because I really like them. I mean, I'd be happy to get used to new characters as well, but I really think that I'm just hoping that they'll be in this book as well because I love them and I'd love to see what they're up to. So that's it for the challenges that I'm hoping to get to this month that are sort of part of this readathon that I'm not really doing, but I thought they were interesting, so I do want to do them. And since I've getting this video up really late, which I'm really sorry about, I actually have read a couple things in June, and I'll just show them to you now and then talk more about them in my wrap-up. So I read 2 things so far, and the first one is Morning Glories. This is a graphic novel by 3 authors that I can only pronounce maybe one of their names, Spencer, Aisma, and Esquejo. I'm not sure. I read this in one sitting. I mean, it's pretty easy to do. It's a graphic novel, but oh my gosh, this was so cool. This was just like, am so intrigued, and I can't wait to pick up the rest of this. So that's also going to be a plan for this month. I'm sure I'm going to be flying through as many of these as I can get my hands on from my library because they're just so cool. This is about a school that has all these secrets about it, and everybody that goes to the school, they're treated really poorly, but I think that they're like being tested in some way. There's some supernatural aspects to it. The description doesn't do it justice. It's like eerie and mysterious and awesome, and love it so much. Also, the main character is a kick-ass female that I love. So hopefully I'll be reading more in this series as the month goes along. The next graphic novel that I actually finished this month already is Locke and Key Volume 1, Welcome to Lovecraft. I read this one this morning, and it was really interesting. I liked this one a lot. I didn't like it quite as much as Morning Glories, but I guess if I didn't read them back to back, I wouldn't be comparing them. But this is also very mysterious. It's about this like house that has all these different rooms and keys that do different supernatural things. And there's a murder and all of this really cool intrigue. I'm very intrigued, and I want to continue on with this graphic novel series. So hopefully, again, I will be picking up more in this series throughout the month and into the future. Alright, that seems like a lot of books, but I actually have a couple more picked out that I'm just interested in, and so here are the rest of the books that I want to read. There's so many. The book that I am currently reading is Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys. I like this. It is historical fiction set in Lithuania. Yeah. I actually am I'll talk more about it in my wrap-up, of course, but I'm not liking this one as much as I thought I would. I can't really pinpoint why, because I love historical fiction, and this has so many things that I would usually love in it, but maybe I'm just not in the mood for it. I'm not sure. So I might be finishing this one this month. If I decide that I want to read something else instead, that's fine with me. I'm not going to force myself to read it, but maybe it'll get better near the end. I don't know. We'll see. As I mentioned in my May wrap-up, I actually am going on the journey of finishing the whole Harry Potter series, rereading it from the beginning to the end. And last month I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and so this month, surprise, surprise, I'm going to be reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I'm so excited! Also, I have these amazing new covers that in the box set that like looks like Hogwarts when you put them all together, and just like, ugh, they just feel so good. I love it. As I mentioned before, this is like such a nostalgic read, and it's just such a good time, and just warm and fuzzy and happy, and that is exactly how I feel when I read these. The last book that I have picked out for this month is Paper Towns by John Green, and that is because the movie is coming out fairly soon. I'm not sure exactly when, but it is coming out very soon. I've never read this one before, and I think that it sounds really good. It looks like it's about a road trip of some sort, and that really intrigues me. I'm actually currently listening to Amy and Roger's Epic Detour on audiobook, which I probably will finish this month too, and I'll add it in my wrap-up. But just having a book about a road trip, something about that is just really cool, and it's very summery. I'm hoping that this will be full of adventure and relationships and all that good stuff that John Green can write about really well. And I'm also really looking forward to the movie, so this one is a good pick for this month because that's coming up real soon. Alright, so those are the books that I am planning on reading in the month of June. I can't believe it's already June. I keep wanting to say May, because I feel like that flew by. Let me know if you have read any of these books and recommend them or don't recommend them. If there's any books that you just recommend in general. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!